Hey, everybody. Tonight's the night. Denver After Dark is back, 9 p.m. Eastern. As you know, things have been a little crazy, went quite viral the last few days with Dean Blundell, Lev Parnas, some other people who wanted me on about the J6 files on my book, The Breach, right back here. And they said, Denver, it's time for you to get out there and tell people what's going to happen in the midterms and use data as a predictor. I've been very leery, as a lot of you know, a lot of my fans here and people who listen to me. I've never wanted to be an influencer. I don't want to be a pundit, but I do want to be a facts influencer. Or to that end, I'd like to be an intelligence briefer for all of you. I'm pretty good at this, but the reason I'm good at it is I'm old. I'm 55, but I've also been around counterterrorism, intelligence work, Congress, J6 committee, forensics, Hunter Biden's laptop. I've been trying to help Hollywood stars with stalkers, phone exploitation, tracking terrorists into caves. I've had a hell of a life, but I'm also CEO of an AI company. I can talk AI automation, but I do know data. And I think if I can tell these stories about conspiracy theories, data, and policy, I can also help you predict what's going to happen in the 26 midterms and the 28 general election. That's why I'm doing it. I have not wanted to promise to be here all the time. It's been very difficult. I run multiple companies. As many of you know, I do pretty well. But I'm asking for your trust and your support. I'm never going to ask for money. You guys know that. Ever. You know, that's how I'm wired. But I do want to tell you this. There's some very special people that are helping me. If you want to give 50 cents to $1 million, that's fine. You can voluntarily do that. I'll never ask for it. But there are people that I want to pay even better. Because to this point, I have done everything out of my pocket, regardless of what it was, because I thought that was the right thing to do. But if we're going to have proper research and sourcing, validated links for all of you, because what I want to do is I want to do these videos. Then I want to put validated link structures where you can look at the source material. Because you know I will never lie to you. It'll be facts-based, even if it's uncomfortable. So what I'm asking is to spread the word. But I'm going to be here, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the midterms. Many of you know I wrote the book with the data, 30 million lines of data, all the text messages from Mark Meadows from January 6th. I even had Ali Alexander's text messages. I saw the emails. I saw the forensic data. I saw the metadata. We were the ones who had to actually fill in all the blanks with the Meadows text messages, with the millions of hard pages of phone records, with putting out the subpoenas. I don't know if people know we had to do the identity resolution work for that. It's funny. Since I was never in politics before I was 47 or 48, and I ran my own tech companies and was Air Force intelligence and deployed all around the world, including 9/11, as many of you know, I've had this opportunity maybe to share the knowledge as a human being. It's not somebody who wants to, as you guys know, to be some media mogul. But it also goes to the fact that I'm going to have to run for office again just based on the fact I feel like that's a duty, and I hate it. But I have to do it. I've had very close friends of mine come to me and say, Denver, maybe it's time where you commit to doing this more often, even though I know you're a CEO, even though I know you have a very robust AI automation company and you own whiskey distilleries, you have to be back out there. And once a week isn't enough. Once every 2 weeks isn't enough. And for the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've fought with that. Because it seems like everybody's on Substack or everybody's on YouTube or everybody's on X trying to be influencers. And I hate it. I hate that too. People who know me, I would rather tell you stories about data around a fire with a bourbon and how Bigfoot believers are the same as J6 believers, are the same as QAnon, are the same as flat earthers, how they're the same type of mold, right? And a lot of that is nativism, but it's also based on evangelical belief systems. And I came from that. So I also have that background. So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, I have a show that I think really does speak to how insane where I came from, how aliens are part of the discussion today and space aliens, how that's actually influencing policy. Real stories about Betty and Barney Hill, the Obamas are going to be producing that show. And then I'm going to talk about how that actually relates to Epstein. I know. And you guys know I can do it because the data is there. The way that people actually function are there, the layered functionality of how these people think, but also how this government thinks. A lot of it's scattershot based on the fact that they're credulous and they lack any type of real talent. But there are people behind the scenes that are smart and know how to manipulate the ignorant. And my job is not to allow that to happen or to help you have the tools. I'm not here to give you current events all the time. I'm not here to do those type of things. What I'm here to do for you is to give you a war chest, to give you a toolkit that I was taught, not something that comes out of just my natural talent as you guys and my natural good looks. But but really, as that's a joke. But it really comes from my incredible training that I had through the U.S. military, the National Security Agency, Congress, the J6 Committee, multiple tech companies, the work that I've done on radars, avionics systems, but also on telephony, telecoms, radars, satellites, you name it. I've had that position to take them apart, know how they work, and I know bullshit better than anybody on the planet. I'm sorry, I just do. I have the most finely attenuated bullshit meter. That is my talent. And it comes from the fact that I'm self-made, but it also comes from the fact that I've been fortunate enough to be trained by the very best in the world and to have a little bit of a common sense meter above that of a moron. So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, tonight's going to be pretty great. I'm going to try to do Denver After Dark every Sunday at 9 p.m. I'm going to do it for you, but I'm also going to have the Breach Media. If you go on my YouTube or my Substack, take a look, subscribe for free. If you think it deserves some kind of donation for Doug, my producer, or for the people that I'm hiring for branding, and there's a great woman named Dot I'd like to hire, and I will. If you want me to help me pay them, I'm happy to do that because it's very, very hard work to make sure we have all the validated source methodologies in place because I'm not going to tell you anything unless it's sourced. I'm just not going to do that. That's wrong. And I'm not going to just randomly do 3 videos a day for clicks. I'm not going to do that either. But here's what I promise. I am going to do something, I'm hoping twice a week for Breach Media that's in depth about the midterms and also about the data-based things you have to worry about. So again, I know this was as longer than I wanted it to be. I just want to know that I really appreciate that people actually want me to come back after my 2 to 3 years with my book being on 60 Minutes. Everything I tried to do to warn people, it just didn't seem to matter for 2024. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit jaded. I wanted people to know how fantasy was dictating their lives and policy and how awful cult behavior can be for you and your loved ones. I've had it happen to me. I didn't think there was really a message for that until I was sort of brought back into the fold and people asked me to talk to them about what was going to happen in the midterms. And it was then I found out how many people actually loved me and listened to me. And it's just it's hard when you don't have much of a narcissistic or sociopathic personality like most politicians, right? I loved what I did in the military. I felt like I was an accidental congressman. I feel like I'm very good at building companies and tech companies for risk intelligence, AI automation, tracking methodologies, things of that. That's what I'm really good at. So again, it's just want to tell you from my heart that I'm going to do this. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to let you know what I know from the breach. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to make sure that you have the actual operational plan of what's going to happen in 26 in the midterms and 28 in general. I'm going to make sure you know about all the players and how they're linked, how the same people that did January 6th to the Hunter Biden laptop conspiracy theories, also the Epstein individuals are all the same people, how they're linked, not only right through personalities, but actually through financial ties, but also through metadata, facts-based analysis. My best line in any book ever was Hunter S. Thompson when he talked about the £1,000,000 shit hammer, right? Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and he talked about it in the book, The Election About 1972, which you should read. I have it on my bookshelf. I think with everybody here, my biggest fear again was I don't want anybody to ever think they have to pay for everything I do because everything I got, I owe back based on what this country's given me. I owe you. But I have to have the proper team to do it. And I can pay for it myself, a lot of it. But it's tough to pay and to work and to do all these things simultaneously. There's going to come a time where I'm going to actually, I think, fund my own media outlet and validated source-driven methodology sort of platform. I have an idea for it, a patentable idea I think that I'm working on right now. So I'm going to do this. But again, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I hope you join me for Denver After Dark Live. I think you're going to get a kick out of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show again, after all the other shows, and you can go watch, I'm going to show again how all of you can be forearmed and forewarned about what conspiracy theorists, grifters, con artists, propagandists, and those that have bad intentions can do, and I can give you the data to fight it, not just bullshit, whispers, winds, and punditry. Thank you guys. I'll see you tonight, Denver After Dark, 9 p.m. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be interviewing somebody who knew Betty Hill, the Betty and Barney Hill who were abducted supposedly in 1961 by aliens. You're going to get to hear this person who was in the living room with her and actually got to talk about her abduction. When I say I bring the funk, I bring the funk, and it's a great person joining me tonight. Not going to tell you her name. Her first name will be there. We won't show her picture because I am worried about everybody's safety and privacy if they don't want to be shown. But boy, oh boy, this isn't us. We're not going to be interviewing the same people over and over again, guys. This is Denver bringing you stuff that you can't ever find because I just happen to be a goddamn intelligence operative. I'll see you guys. Oh, and a former congressman too. Oh, and make whiskey. Oh, and I have some companies that do really crazy shit in advanced technologies. So can't wait to see you guys tonight at 9 p.m. See ya. Remember, that's in about an hour and 45 minutes. And I know when this live comes up, it's probably going to be longer. But if anybody has any questions, say, oh, that this is awesome. Please bring your kids too. It's going to be kid friendly for the no, don't bring your kids. Maybe not when you're talking about alien probing and how that has to do with MAGA and Mar-a-Lago. So anyway, I'll see you guys tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Take care. Thanks for pounding the hearts. My heart is full. Thank you. You guys are great. See you soon. See you tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, Denver After Dark. Every Sunday night now and twice a week, I'll do big things for you. See ya.